And once again, everyone, we're back with a fresh edition of Weather for Weather Geeks here on Friday Eve. We're almost to the weekend. We're almost to the end of July, believe it or not. Only 10 more days or so to go in the month, and then we'll be flipping the calendar into August. We're going to start talking about football weather. We're going to start talking about school being back in session and all that stuff. And the Canfield Fair will be around the corner in just 6 weeks. So lots of things coming our way that remind us that summer is more than half over. It certainly didn't feel like it today, though. It felt like true midsummer weather today. Here's a look at the dew point trend out there. Today, boy, it was muggy. Dew points upper 60s, lower 70s. Pretty much just like yesterday. The difference today is we had more numerous showers and storms this afternoon than we did yesterday. We'll show you the radar in a second. Quick week in review here. We had a few pretty comfortable days early on in the week. But ever since then, it's been pretty toasty. 84 Tuesday, we hit 89 yesterday, and our high water mark today was 88 degrees. We might have touched 90 today if not for those mid-afternoon thunderstorms that impacted parts of the valley. This is a 4-hour radar loop showing 4 hours ago, mid-afternoon, we had thunderstorms. Let me actually back this up another couple of hours so we can catch these storms as they rolled through parts of Trumbull and Mercer County. Pretty good thunderstorm today in the Niles area, over towards McDonald, Vienna, into the Hubbard area as well. And this just grazed the YSU campus just north of downtown Youngstown. And this turned into a pretty good thunderstorm complex around New Wilmington, with perhaps a tiny little bit of hail and a burst of wind over there, right along the Mercer-Lawrence County border, about 3:30 this afternoon. Pretty good storm. Ever since then, though, it's been pretty quiet across the region. One of the reasons why the severe weather threat never materialized really today, some debris clouds. In other words, some just enough cloudiness, not precipitation producing clouds, but just enough to kind of limit the instability in the atmosphere and keep the clouds from rising too tall in the sky. So it has been a dry evening. It's going to continue to be that way, I think, as we go through the overnight. Now, of course, it's very muggy. Dew points around the region, 60s, 70s, pretty common. Off to our north, though, and we have to look kind of northwest. This is where our air mass trajectory is for tomorrow. It's coming out of this direction where dew points are starting to fall. And while it's not going to be a huge change tomorrow, it is going to be noticeable, I think, for most folks, afternoon and evening. It'll feel just a little better outside. Here's a look at our spaghetti plot of not all of our models, but a handful of our models, showing the dew point trend for the next couple of days. Let me take off the camera here so this is full screen. Dew points, of course, are elevated right now, but as we go into tomorrow afternoon and evening, you start to see this downward trend on most of our modeling, which continues into tomorrow night. Dew points are going to drop through the 60s, perhaps even into the lower 60s tomorrow evening into tomorrow night, and that'll be a noticeable change. Lower 60s is a lot better than upper 60s and lower 70s. But notice what happens on Saturday. Yeah, the muggy air is definitely coming back. It's going to really feel tropical again as we go into the upcoming weekend. So enjoy any relative lull that we will have tomorrow evening into tomorrow night. And another way to look at this is to look at the atmospheric moisture across the region. Here's that little pocket of drier air just grazing us tomorrow afternoon. It's going to stay very muggy tomorrow in Cincinnati and Dayton and Columbus and maybe even Pittsburgh. But northeast Ohio, northwest PA, western New York will get into a little slice of nice for tomorrow afternoon and evening before, here comes the juice again. Very, very tropical air mass for the weekend. Our next more substantial drier push of air arrives early next week. This will feel pretty nice for a few days early next week. Dew points will crash back into the 50s. That means some overnight low temperatures can drop into the 50s, and it looks mostly sunny for a couple of days as well. Real nice forecast for early on next week. Now, backing up and taking a look at the short term, I think tomorrow's a dry day. I've taken the chance of any rain out of the forecast. We're going to be on the north side of this weak little front, so a partly to mostly sunny sky tomorrow. Now, Saturday's going to be pretty unsettled. Does it rain every hour of the day? No, I don't think so, but I do think that showers and thunderstorms can occur just about any time after, say, mid-morning and into the afternoon. Some of this rain could be locally heavy. The atmosphere will be really primed for heavy rain, and if we get some storms that travel over the same areas a few different times, we could have some localized flooding problems for Saturday. I think Sunday is the drier of the two weekend days, but still there'll be enough atmospheric moisture and perhaps a front stalled nearby that I have to allow for a shower or a thunderstorm. Now, the severe weather threat on Saturday is elevated, with the two main threats, I would say, being The flooding downpour possibility, and also isolated damaging wind gusts, a possibility as well. And I can't even 100% rule out an isolated spin-up tornado on Saturday. Real low chance, but again, I can't rule it out at this point. So kind of summing up the weekend forecast, looks like this. Saturday, pretty unsettled, shower storms, 82. We'll match that 82 on Sunday, but a smaller chance of wet weather, and probably we'll get a little more in the way of sunshine coming our way on Sunday. All right, what about the longer range? Let's hop over here and take a look at temperatures up at 5,000 feet in the atmosphere, but pretty indicative of what's going on down here at the surface. This is off the European ensemble modeling. Here's that first cool shot early next week, upper 70s to around 80. It'll be pretty comfortable. Now, we may see a warming trend towards the end of next week. This is next Thursday, a week from today. But that's probably followed by another cool front, and the end of July is not looking all that hot at all. Now, it's not going to be chilly or anything like that, but this is certainly not the kind of air mass that will produce the kind of heat we're having right now. So once the heat breaks at the end of this weekend and the humidity breaks as well, the rest of July, the last week of July, doesn't look too bad. Pretty comfortable overall. We may see more consistent warm weather again as we roll into the month of August, but the last week of July, starting early next week and taking us through the very end of the month, pretty comfortable. A chance for energy bills to perhaps be lowered a little bit after a lot of people's air conditioning has been running pretty hot and heavy recently and will continue right through the upcoming weekend. Thanks for checking out Weather for Weather Geeks tonight. I will see you back here tomorrow evening. Have a great Thursday night, and check out my updated 7-day forecast tonight on 21 News at 11 o'clock.